Hello, Mossbrook friends. I wanted to take a minute to read a story to you. This is our favorite children's Bible that we have. You can tell it's pretty worn out at this point. It's called My First Bible, and the story I would like to read to you today is one that I think most of us know, Noah's Ark, and it's from the Big Bible in the book of Genesis. So here we go. Many years passed, and God became unhappy at what he saw. The world was not as he wanted it to be. His people had become more and more evil. He decided to put an end to it all. The world needed a new beginning. God decided to send a huge flood to wash away everything that was bad. But Noah and his family were good and kind, and God wanted to save them. So he gave Noah very careful instructions and told them to get ready for the flood. God told Noah to build an enormous boat called an ark. He told him to fill it with 2 of every kind of animal in the world. Noah told his neighbors what God intended to do, but they all laughed at him because there was no open water for miles. Noah ignored them all and set to work on the ark. He worked for months and months, and he built an ark so big that it was as high as the tallest building. When the ark was finished and watertight, Noah gathered together all the creatures as God had told him. The line of animals went on, but soon they were all safely on board. Then Noah loaded the ark with enough food to last a very long time. As soon as Noah, his wife, and the rest of the family were safely on board with the animals, God shut the door firmly behind them. Suddenly, it began to rain, slowly at first, and then faster and harder. The rain beat down on the earth like an enormous drum. Streams turned into rivers, and rivers flowed into seas. Soon all the seas joined together as one. The water spread and rose across God's earth until even the tops of the highest mountains could not be seen. All of the people and animals drowned in the flood. It rained without stopping for 40 days and 40 nights, and there was nothing to see but water. At last the rain stopped and the waters began to go down. Noah wanted to see if it was safe to leave the ark. He sent out a raven, but the water still covered everything, and the raven could not find a place to land. Noah waited a while and then released a dove, but it came back to the ark because the water was still too high. Noah waited 7 more days and then tried again. This time the dove returned carrying a bright new olive leaf in its beak. Noah knew that the water was going down and that the plants and trees were growing again. When Noah sent the dove out once more, it did not return. Now Noah knew that the floods had completely gone and that it was safe to leave the ark. Noah opened the doors of the enormous boat, and the animals went out onto the dry land. God made Noah a promise. He promised that he would never again destroy the world. Whenever you see a rainbow in the sky, he said, remember my promise and know that I will keep it. And that is the end of the story of Noah's Ark. I know in my house we like this story so much that we have another Noah's Ark story. We actually have 2 of these copies of the book, and it shows some of the animals going on to the boat 2 by 2, just like our first story talked about. If you have a Noah's Ark story, you could have your parents read it over the weekend or sometime next week, and maybe you could make your own Noah's Ark book with all kinds of your favorite animals in it. Alrighty, friends? I hope you have a wonderful week, and we will continue to pray and have fun outside.